court is now in session. The case versus Gabi Braun, who is accused of multiple counts of murder, attempted murder, war crimes, treason, and overall annoying trash. Okay, who put this in the case? It's really not that deep. Anyway, how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. My client is an Aries.
Well, that explains a lot.
Braun shamelessly committed war crimes for selfish gain and glory. She is a fanatic, a zealot, and a monster. It's giving 50 years no probation.
Your Honor, my client is a brainwashed child. She is not a criminal, but a survivor.
Objection! Gaslighting! The defense has clearly overdosed on copium. I've got all the receipts, Your Honor. The defendant was caught in 4K.
It's not like she's the only one who's committed these exact crimes. It's the audacity, Your Honor.
All right, that's enough. Do you have any witnesses?
The prosecution calls Aaron Yeager.
Gabi Braun shot my head off clean when I was attempting to reach my brother and—
Objection. Your Honor, that's cap. Because, did you die, though?
Again? With the gaslighting? That doesn't change the fact that she decapitated him.
Okay. I think I'll take this under advisement. Court adjourned. Gabi Braun, the character that had everyone talking and feeling some type of way. Seriously, people can't help but have strong emotions when it comes to this poor child. It's like, damn, y'all really hate her, and hate is an understatement. They introduced her as this fierce warrior candidate who fully embraced the Marleyan propaganda that Eldians were straight up devils. That loyalty to Marley and her determination to wipe out the island devils in Paradis is a big reason why people just couldn't stand her, and it's easy to see why. Gabi didn't hold back. She went all out in her quest for revenge against those island devils. She was right there in the middle of the attack on Liberio, and she even unalived Sasha. And that was the nail in the coffin for her in the court of public opinion. It was open season on Gabi. Alright, let's dig into Gabi's character and all the layers that made her so intriguing. Yeah, her actions might have made your eyes roll a lot, but at least we have to acknowledge the complexity here. This girl was raised in a society that straight up brainwashed the Eldian people with Marleyan propaganda. So her unwavering loyalty was not just some evil streak, it was actually rooted in the genuine belief that she was fighting for the right cause. It's like she had this whole different perspective, you know? When we understand her background, it opens the door to a more empathetic view of her. At least for me, it did. Gabi's character has been a hot topic. A lot of people have argued that Gabi seemed to come out of nowhere, and that her character progression was too quick and thus ineffective. I gotta admit, I kinda see where they're coming from, but at the same time, I don't. I disagree. I think there's more to it, is what I'm trying to say. Attack on Titan's artistry revealed Gabi's internal struggles, showcasing her depth and potential for growth. The visuals gave us a fresh and adequate perspective on her character. The animators and character designers used subtle changes in Gabi's appearance to convey her internal struggles, conflicts, and progression. As the story progressed, we saw Gabi's facial expressions evolve from a determined and unwavering look to one filled with doubt and introspection. For instance, in the intense argument between Gabi and Kaya, their contrasting facial expressions were striking. Gabi's aggressive and angry expression starkly contrasted with Kaya's grief-stricken and confused face was jarring, but purposefully and artistically so. This powerful visual demonstrated the deep indoctrination present in Marley, emanating from Gabi not just in her words but how it had completely taken over her entire being. Additionally, in the scene with Armin and Mikasa, Gabi's expression while questioning why they won't kill her was captivating. Questioning why they won't kill her while looking both confused and scared, it seemed as if she was pleading with them to embrace evil, to validate her preconceived notions about them. At that point, Gabi was grappling with the realization that everything she had been led to believe and had been taught might have been dishonest, causing her psyche to falter. Her facial expression at that moment appeared more humane, revealing a confused and traumatized child rather than the hardened and intimidating child soldier she once was. In addition, the way Gabi's actions were animated highlighted her personal growth. At first, she moved with aggression, reflecting her strong beliefs and single-minded desire for revenge. But as the series went on, her fighting style changed. She became more hesitant, showing her inner conflict and the doubts she started to have about her own beliefs. Overall, the way Gabi's character was visually presented in the Attack on Titan anime effectively captured her journey of growth and change and compensated for the fact fast progression of her character arc. The animators skillfully employed subtle changes in her appearance, movements, and the use of color and lighting to provide a deeper understanding of Gabi's character. This visual representation allowed us to witness her internal struggles and conflicts as she started to question her beliefs and undergo a personal evolution. Instead of being portrayed as a simple antagonist, Gabi became a complex and multi-dimensional character, enabling the audience to empathize with her. However, the audience perception of Gabi was... Yikes. Okay, fine. She killed Sasha, and we all loved Sasha. But let's entertain the idea that maybe Sasha's death was deliberately planned to elicit a response from the viewers, specifically this vitriolic response. The show aiming to highlight and critique that same behavior that was directed towards Gabi. Sadly, many people wouldn't have grasped this intention, probably due to a lack of self-awareness. Fortunately, some people came to understand and acknowledge and even empathize with Gabi's character, myself included, because I hated her guts too once upon a time. If the argument is that we hate Gabi because she killed innocent people, it wouldn't be fair since there are other characters, even some we love, who have taken just as many or more innocent lives. Additionally, Gabi's attempt to kill Eren can be understood in the context that Eren had killed her friends right in front of her, just as Reiner and Bertolt had killed Eren's mother right in front of him, and Eren wanted to kill them as well. Another point raised against Gabi is that she should have understood why Eren attacked Liberio, considering that Marley had just declared an unprovoked war on Paradis. Let's remember that Gabi grew up being taught that the people on Paradis were monsters and a global threat, regardless of whether or not that made sense. This belief was ingrained in her from birth, and in a world of enforced propaganda, critical thinking was discouraged and even illegal. It's doubtful that Gabi's education encouraged questioning these facts, similar to how the King of Paradis lied about the outside world being desolate and forbade any questioning of Paradis' history. This explains why Gabi was so determined to kill Eren, why she ignored Locke's attempts to explain the attack on Liberio, and why she was visibly distressed and shaken when she arrived in Paradis. This is the same concept that shattered Reiner's mental state. From our perspective as free thinkers, it's easier for us to judge Gabi's inability to comprehend her situation, which made her come across as annoying and savage, yet Gabi's mind was essentially imprisoned. As the story progressed, Gabi began to show remorse, regret, empathy, and even respect for the devils of Paradis. She came to understand that the world was not as black and white as she had previously been taught. In the end, we got to see the real, liberated Gabi, a child who was just desperately trying to free herself and her family from the oppression they endured. She didn't exactly worship her oppressors, but she did what she could with the limited knowledge she had in the best way she knew how. Although it all eventually unraveled and blew up in her face, she remained strong-willed and grew from the experience, and was finally able to get out of the forest. Although Gabi's actions may be considered terrible, it's important to recognize the complexity of her character and how her surroundings shaped her behavior. This adds more depth to the conversation. In the end, people's reasons for hating Gabi can vary and are a matter of personal interpretation. With that said, instead of serving life in prison, I'm sentencing you to community service for a period of 10 years at least. Court dismissed.
Period.
Based